All right, guys, welcome back to the Lightforce podcast, episode number 16. I am Noah. This is Laney, as always. How are we doing today?
Pretty fantastic. That's been a running joke for about 4 months now. Pretty fantastic. Literally
4 months,
nothing
oddly
going
specific.
on. Because I know exactly when that movie came out. Oh!
Four? Come on now.
Didn't even pick up on that, no.
Anyway.
Was it 4 months ago? It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm literally just chilling. Nothing new. I was telling Noah before we started recording that I'm ridiculously sore because I hit legs hard for the first time in the gym in a while, and I regret it.
Dude, I haven't hit legs hard, maybe in years. I do maintenance training.
We can
that's
tell.
It.
Tell him.
No, you can't. No, you can't, dude.
Tell him we can tell.
No.
Chicken legs.
Totally do not. You've seen my legs in person. No, don't even try to sell our audience that I have chicken legs because I do not.
May never know.
This is ridiculous. I should have never said anything. Anyways, guys, episode 16 of Lightforce podcast. Be sure to go follow us on all social medias, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. If you're watching here on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. And if you're listening on Apple and Spotify, be sure to hit the follow and drop a rating. And if you want to join the Lightforce podcast Discord, it is linked in the description here on YouTube. And if you're listening on Apple and Spotify, just head over to our social medias and check out like our bios and stuff like that. Our Discord is definitely linked somewhere in there if you want to join in on our weekly conversations. But I usually do this at the end of the episode, but I might as well throw it in now. Where can they find you as well?
You can find me everywhere at Laney Byers on Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. I'm everywhere. I stream pretty often throughout the week. That's really fun. Shout out stream community. We love you guys.
Yeah. And you guys can go follow me on social media at Noah Nation Vlogs, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, and Noah Nation Gaming on YouTube. But we got a couple of things to talk about today. Had a couple teaser trailers drop this week. Well, one of them was more of like a teaser. I don't know anything about this Hunger Games thing that she's going to talk about a little bit. So that'll completely be her segment when we get there. I don't know Hunger Games ball like that.
That's why I'm here.
That's why she's here. So it's going to be completely her segment, which we'll talk about when we get there. But then, of course, Stranger Things comes out next week, which before we even get into stuff, so Stranger Things comes out, what, Wednesday or Thursday? Thanksgiving?
The 26th.
The 26th, which is
Wednesday.
So we usually record on Thursdays, but next Thursday's Thanksgiving, so I assume we're going to have to record on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So anybody, the reason I'm saying this is, so we'll definitely both watch Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 1, but I think we'll most likely be talking about it on the December 5th episode of the podcast, so not next week, but the week after, because obviously, guys, we're not going to be able to watch all of Stranger Things on Wednesday, record a pod, and then it's Thanksgiving. Like, there's too much going on.
Yeah, there's too much going on.
So next week will probably just be a normal episode, which will give us each more time to watch Stranger Things and actually, like, get some thoughts on it, and then the week after that, we'll talk about Stranger Things Season 5.
Good point. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about it coming out in the middle of the week. Such an odd time for it to release, but
just the holiday releases in general for all three volumes of this season are weird.
Yeah.
There was a rumor going around yesterday, like literally yesterday I saw that the Duffer Brothers had pitched weekly releases to Netflix, and Netflix had said no, but then I think I also saw something else that said the Duffer Brothers said that they never pitched that, which regardless of if they did or not, Stranger Things coming out on a weekly release kind of would have felt weird, although
it would have felt weird.
But I also might have preferred it, because we've talked about it before. I kind of like weekly releases.
I like weekly releases too, but Stranger Things has always been like the exception because it's always been something we could binge watch. So I think it would have been weird, especially because I think that would have been a bad idea, especially because it's been 3 years since the last season. So it's like we got to give the people like a lot at a time because at this point, people didn't even know Stranger Things was still actively going. So at this point, we gotta get that crap out there. We gotta get going.
Yeah, and you can only wait so long. But honestly, I don't mind that we're gonna kind of delay our Volume 1 review, whatever you want to call it, till the week after, because I finished Season 1 and 2, and I'm still working through Season 3 on my rewatch right now. So I'll finish Season 3 probably within the next few days, and then I'll watch Season 4. And even if I don't finish it before Wednesday, it doesn't matter because we're not going to talk about it till the podcast after. So I have technically some more time to finish my Stranger Things rewatch, which I've been very much enjoying.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Stranger Things a little bit more later. But before we get into any of our topics today, I just wanted to shout out something that two of our fellow creators are doing. They just announced it on Monday, I believe.
Yeah, our
You guys
mutuals. We
are,
love them.
yes, over on Instagram, the Maddie Lorian and Swolebricks Bryce are doing a holiday Lego drive. Sorry if I'm looking at my phone, but I just don't want to mess up any of the details. But they're doing a holiday Lego drive. Both of them are big Lego creators, and among other things, but both of them do a lot of Lego stuff. But I think you can donate via their Amazon wish list, which is both linked in both of their Instagram bios, and I believe all the donations go to a children's hospital in South Florida for Christmas, which is awesome. So definitely go over to the Maddie Lorian or Swolebricks over on Instagram. The Amazon wish list for their Lego drive is in both of their bios, and you can buy some of the Legos, and they're going to get donated to some kids for Christmas, which is pretty cool. So I wanted to shout that out this week just in case anybody wants to spread some holiday cheer.
Yeah, and even if you can't, take part in it, you can still help by sharing and spreading the word. They have a shareable post on both of their channels, both of their pages on Instagram. You can always just put it on your Instagram story. You never know who's going to see it. They've been doing this for 3 years now. At least Maddie has been doing it for 3 years now. They're both Star Wars creators. They're both huge Lego fans, like Noah said. So we wanted to help them out and give, not that they even need our help, but we just wanted to spread the word and get that out to as many people as possible so that those kids can have a great Christmas.
Yeah, and it, obviously, it's a bunch of nerdy Legos. I checked out the Amazon wish list, too. There's Star Wars stuff, there's Marvel stuff.
We're gonna give them all kinds of nerdy Legos.
Yeah, it's a bunch of cool stuff. So it's like, how would you not want to give these to some kids? So definitely go over to their Instagrams. I don't know when the cutoff is for like buying stuff, but obviously,
I'm not sure.
Sooner rather than later, I'd assume, if you're going to buy something. So definitely go over to their Instagrams. And,
we might be able to put that link in our description. So if we can...
We should, yeah.
Yeah, if we can, look at our description and see if it's there.
Yeah, if you're
Not
watching
you,
over
but
on...
people watching. Yeah, on YouTube. See if it's in the description. Because we probably are able to share that here.
Yeah, I'll definitely put it in the description on the YouTube video. And if you're listening to the podcast, just head over to Instagram. We'll try to share it again, or just go over to one of their Instagram accounts. Again, it's the Maddie Lorian and Swolebricks. It's in their bio. So definitely go check that out for this holiday season. Guys, by the way, I can't wait for our Christmas episode. I don't know what it's going to be, dude.
Why?
But, what do you mean? Because I just think it's going to be fun, and I know you're going to say some bullshit on it, and I can't wait to call you out on it.
Exactly. I was like, he's got to be excited about this because he knows that I'm going to say some controversial thing again, like about Polar Express, which I don't think is that controversial. I think everyone knows that Polar Express is a pretty weird-looking movie, but we shouldn't get into it.
We're not going to get into it. But I just wanted to say, she did say something on stream last week when we were playing Fortnite about like not liking Elf or something like that. And I was just like, dude, I just like...
The Elf humor just isn't for me. It's not for me. But I guess we'll save that for another
We're
time.
going to save that for what I think we're going to do is like a tournament bracket of Christmas movies. We're going to compile a list of Christmas movies, and then my plan is give them to a third party, not me, not you, and have somebody put them in like bracket order and then give it back to us, and then we'll go through the bracket. I thought that'd be super fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun
for the Christmas episode. So stay tuned for that in the month of December. But anyway, speaking of movies, we had some teaser trailers come out this week. Well, at least the Moana one was more of a teaser because it was only like a minute. It didn't really show. Not that it really needs to show too much because it's just a live-action remake. Even though, is this the case with all these Disney live-action remakes where they're like mostly... They're just still kind of animated, but then they have, like, humans in them. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because if you guys have seen the teaser trailer, it's literally only, like, maybe 45 to 60 seconds. I don't know. Yeah. But as soon as you get to... Honestly, not gonna lie, the stuff with Maui and his transformations looked pretty good. It looked pretty cool. And then we get to Hey Hey at the very end of the teaser trailer. And he doesn't even look like a real chicken. So how is this even a live-action remake?
It just still looks like CGI. I'm like, what? What's going on here?
I mean, obviously they were going to have to CGI the chicken before, but it doesn't even look like a live-action chicken. It looks like an animated chicken.
Like
it's ridiculous.
You hear live action, you assume CGI, but you assume they're going to do CGI, but make it look real life.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like it's real
it
life.
doesn't even look real life. Yeah, and you guys know, if you've listened to the podcast before, you know how I feel about live action remakes. I think that they are so unoriginal and that they're really lazy, and especially with a movie that didn't even come out 10 years ago. I think when the movie does come out, it'll have been 10 years since the first movie came out. Unbelievably fast to be making a live action remake, and the second movie came out last year. It's ridiculous that they're even making this movie, in my opinion. I think the only reason they are making this movie that fast is because they want to capitalize on The Rock before he gets too old to play the role. That's why I think that they're hurrying up and doing this. Yeah, because The Rock is reprising his role as Maui, as the live action version of Maui, because who else would you get to play Maui? I mean, it is his
Gotta
role.
get Dwayne,
yeah, you
dude.
gotta get The Rock, and I have no problem with him doing it. I think he's gonna do an amazing job. But why did they change the actress that's playing Moana? Why did they change her hair? If you have seen this actress and her headshots when they did the casting announcement, she had the perfect, really curly hair, the darker hair. It looked perfect for a live action Moana. And then you see her in this trailer, and she has freaking beach waved like hair curler hair. They curled her hair with a flat iron curler. It looks ridiculous, you guys. It doesn't even look like Moana. And it's not just me that's nitpicking this. How can you take an actress that has the perfect hair for it, and then I don't know if it's a wig, I don't know what they did, or if they just straightened her hair and then curled it. It looks awful. It doesn't even look like Moana. And one thing about Moana was she had some stark differences than other Disney princesses, not just her ethnicity and her nationality, but also the way that she looked. She had some darker brown skin, and she had this dark, really curly hair. And she doesn't even have her hair in this movie, and it doesn't just bother me, it bothers a lot of people. I think my hair right now looks more like the animated Moana's hair than the live action actresses does, which is ridiculous. It's so silly how they can just miss out on the smallest details. If they just leave that in, then you wouldn't have all these people talking about how you already messed it up. It's crazy that they think that that's not a big deal, and then they go and change that little thing, and the internet is literally all over it. Like, fans of the movie are all over it. It's bad.
You think like you think like Disney's like, oh well, why would that be a big deal if they change the hair? It's like, well, there's only so many things to look at with this movie. It's mostly, from what we understand, going to be a 1-to-1 copy of the animated movie. So it's like, well, there's only so many things to nitpick here. Not that people are looking for things to nitpick, but it's something so obvious. Yeah, it's gonna get called out. That's kind of what people do. I don't know if you're new to that, Disney, but that's kind of what people do. Listen, there wasn't a lot to like break down or anything. And again, we know what the story of this movie's gonna be, assuming they don't change anything. Which, why would they? This movie only came out 10 years ago. I don't even know why you'd do it if you were gonna like drastically change the storyline. But I mean, it looks fine. You know, we didn't really get a good look at Maui. We just saw him like evolve once, whatever you want to call it.
Saw him from the back.
Saw him from the back, you know, and then dive out and jump or whatever. And he looks like, all right, when he turns around, he's probably gonna be sick. I think it is gonna be a little funny seeing The Rock with long hair.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's gonna,
I saw someone on TikTok say, "Did they just put a wig on The Rock?" And I'm like, No, they didn't put a wig on. He grew his hair out for the first time in his life. Like,
and listen, won't be the first wig he's worn, dude, in movies. You know, back in the day when he did, like, The Scorpion King, I don't know if that was his first movie or it was definitely one of his first movies. Yeah. He had, like, long, like, black straight hair, I think.
I really think it was his first, like, major film
appearance. It was, that might have been the first one, if not, like, one of the first handful, because that was, like, 2001.
We're talking about The Mummy, guys, The Mummy. The Mummy 2. Mummy 2, right? It's the second Mummy?
I don't know.
We don't know.
I don't know.
He's in the Mummy franchise, and that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, but that was in like 01, 02, and The Rock was losing his hair. If you look at his hairline in 2002, there wasn't much left. So you could see why he was bald just a few years later. So yeah, obviously he put a wig on for Moana.
That's such a silly comment. I just wanted to point that out because I was like, what did you think he did? Just grew it out magically?
Dude, he's Maui. He can do whatever he wants. He's like, I need hair. Give me some hair. But, like, listen, I've talked about it before. I really like Moana. It's one of my favorite Disney movies. And obviously, you know, I love The Rock. People can say whatever they want about The Rock. Oh, he's a bad actress, or he plays the same actor and plays the same character in every movie, and this, that, and the other. You want to break that down? I don't care. I'm not, like,
The Rock,
picking
that's
apart
his
The Rock.
character. It's his character. Like, you can't even, no one can argue that The Rock shouldn't be playing his own role. That's
literally.
silly.
He literally is Maui, and again,
silly.
obviously, I'm gonna have some favoritism towards The Rock. I always have because of the wrestling tie-in. So I really like Moana. I'm looking forward to seeing this movie next year. And outside of some, what's the word I'm looking for? Visual differences that you might be able to notice so far. There's really only so many ways you can mess up this movie. And The Rock, say whatever you want about him as an actor, but he knows how to be entertaining, he knows how to be funny, and the guy can kind of sing. So, like, I think he's gonna absolutely carry this movie.
He can 100% sing. Yeah, he's gonna do a great job. I mean, how could he not do a great job? It's his role. He did amazing with You're Welcome. The song is so
legendary,
good.
Dude.
It's just made for him. It's made for him. And honestly, I'm pretty positive when they were writing this movie, they probably wrote it with him in mind. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's literally The Rock. If he was in Prince, it's him.
Literally,
the reason why
perfect casting.
He's fantastic. He's great for the role. The reason why I'm so passionate about this movie is because it is also one of my favorite Disney movies. And at the time, I was like, this is the first Disney princess that has, like, kind of resembled what I look like. So I totally get when people are like, I love when this Disney princess looks like this people group, because a lot of people are able to resonate with that and really connect with that. Love that. And I am not the same ethnicity as this Disney princess. I'm Hispanic, so we are not even close to being the same thing. But when I talk about resemblance, I'm like, wow, she kind of looks, I can see myself in this character. You know what I mean? So that's,
you were her for Halloween.
Right. I was her for Halloween. I was her for a Spirit Week in high school when the movie first came out. It was a big hit. Me and my friend dressed as Maui and Moana. It was so much fun. And that's why I'm going to talk so passionately about this movie, because one, I hate live action remakes, but two, I wish that they would just do it well. And I'm not going to say it already doesn't look good. It looks like a 1-to-1 remake, which I'm okay with. If you're going to remake a movie, don't change major things. You can only make it worse when it's already a really good movie. So it looks like they're going to do the same thing as the live action How to Train Your Dragon, which for the most part was bar for bar the same as the original, and it did very, very well. No.
I read about it. I remember you didn't see it.
I haven't seen it in its entirety. I plan on watching it because I think it's now on Peacock. So I think I may as well watch it just to see what we missed out on. I don't like remakes, guys, so it's hard for me to watch remakes, but it did very well, and the audience response was very positive. So I think I'm going to give it a watch just to see. But as far as I've heard from people that have watched it, it's basically a bar for bar remake, which is a great thing. If you're going to do it,
that's the way to do it.
Make it the same. Don't change things. You can only make it worse when you change things. One thing I noticed about this movie, in the Moana trailer, the actress that's singing is 100% Auli'i Cravalho, who is the voice actress for the original Moana in the animated movie.
So is this a Darth Maul situation where it's a different actor, a different voice?
Unless this girl magically sounds exactly like Auli'i Cravalho when she's singing. Which there's no way. I am 99% sure that is Auli'i Cravalho singing. And then if it's true that is her singing, and this actress that they hired is just lip syncing this whole time, why not just cast Auli'i in this role?
I know, like, if it's one thing, if it's the song part, because there's plenty of times where, like, in movies you could clearly tell that they got somebody different to do the songs opposed to the voice actors, which is fine a lot of the times. But if that's the case with this movie, not only did they do this, have what's her name again? I'm sorry,
Auli'i Cravalho. Yes.
Like, if they had her do the songs, but then if they for some reason also had her do, like, the voice acting, and then you just had this other actor as the visual, I'd be like, what's the point?
What's the point?
You're causing yourself more work.
Exactly. And I understand that Auli'i at this point, I think she's our age, Noah. I'm pretty sure she's closer to our age. I understand there's, an age gap. If you want to hire a younger actress, fine. I know that Auli'i herself said she wanted to step aside and make sure that someone that had a closer look to Moana could play the role, and she wanted to completely pull herself away from that, so someone that looked more like Moana than herself could play the role. And in my opinion, if you're just gonna have Auli'i sing anyway, then just cast her in the role.
We could also be completely wrong, but it did sound like the same song. So,
but especially because they took the look that this young actress has, that looks very, very similar to Moana, and changed a big part of what she looks like, which is her hair. They gave an island princess a curling ironed hairstyle, that's so unrealistic. You're making a live action remake, and I know that that's nitpicky. It's about a demigod that can shapeshift and stuff. I understand. It's a small detail that does not make any sense when you change something that was already perfect and make it bad. That's exactly what I'm talking about. When you take little details and you ruin them, and now it's an issue.
If we go see this movie, and when's it come out? July, I think. And if that's the only thing that you leave that movie theater being like, I just wish they didn't change their hair, I think that's a positive.
It's a positive, yeah. And it's just me being nitpicky, and I know a lot of the internet also feels the same way. I've been seeing everybody's comments about it on this trailer, and you know what? Like Noah said, if that is the only negative thing about this movie, then you're right. We're in a good spot. I think it's an odd choice, though, to have Ali'i sing the songs.
Well, we don't know that yet. It just sounds really similar.
I'm 99% sure it's Ali'i.
Hey.
I was like, wait a minute. It just sounds exactly
It did sound super
same.
similar when I watched it. And I just rewatched it before we started recording, just so it was fresh in my head. But listen, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see the next.
That song an unbelievable amount of times.
Oh, dude,
99%
the Moana
sure
soundtrack has gone platinum on my gym workouts. Let me tell you, dude.
Platinum.
I can't tell you.
That's my song, dog. I was singing that on the bus, on field trips at school in high school, like that. I know that song. That is Ali'i singing that song. There's no way they hired an actress that sounds exactly like her. There's no way.
Yeah. What are some of the best Disney movie soundtracks? I gotta go Moana. I'm going Tarzan.
Tangled. 100%.
Tangled. Give me there's something I can't think of. Aladdin. Give me Aladdin.
Let me tell you something right now. An album, a no skip album that goes triple platinum in my car is the Lemonade Mouth album. There is no song on the Lemonade Mouth soundtrack.
Was that a Disney movie?
It's a
Disney Channel movie.
Yes. That movie won 10 out of 10. There's nothing wrong with that movie. Every song is a banger. Every single song. Living on a High Wire, Determinate.
I'm not even gonna hate, because I love the Camp Rock stuff too, dude. Great songs. Fire.
Camp Rock, dude, is one of the cringiest.
I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about the soundtrack.
The songs are good. The songs are good.
Dude. Camp Rock 2 is so...
Yeah.
Camp Rock 1's cringy. Camp Rock 2, I watched it 6 years ago.
It's bad.
It's so cringy, bro. And listen, a lot of childhood stuff has not aged well in terms of that. But some stuff has. So when the other stuff, you go back and watch it, I can't go back and watch an episode of, Victorious. Because I'm this does not age well.
I can't.
Drake and Josh did.
I think it's so funny though.
Drake and Josh did. Drake and Josh is still funny, but there's certain Nickelodeon Disney shows that I just can't do.
There's not a bad song in the entirety of Victorious and the 3 seasons that it had.
Not wrong.
Not a single
Phenomenal music. Phenomenal music, dude.
Yeah. But no, Lemonade Mouth. I saw someone do a ranking of the cringiest moments in Disney Channel original movies, and someone put one of the scenes from Lemonade Mouth in there, and I was like, you must be insane, because there's nothing cringy about that movie. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say.
I'll do it if you do it. Let's get up and give these people the Disney Channel knees right now. You know what I'm talking about.
I'm not doing that. You can go ahead and do whatever you want.
No, I'm not doing it by myself.
Absolutely not. I can't do that right now. I would collapse to the floor. I'm so sore. If I tried to
You're not dedicated to the podcast?
Not like that, no.
You hear this, guys?
That is not part of the podcast.
Yes, it is, for the sake of entertainment.
What other Disney movies have amazing soundtracks? You said Tarzan, that's a great one. Aladdin is a great one.
Obviously, Beauty and the Beast has a classic on there.
I'll give that one pass.
It's a great song. What are you talking about?
Lilo and Stitch has an amazing soundtrack. I'm not gonna lie, some bangers in there. Which it's not a musical in the sense that the other ones are, though. So I guess you don't really want to count that one.
I forget about.
It's not like they bust out in a song in Tarzan, though. So we're talking about just scores.
I wanna know. Can you show me? I wanna know about the strangers like me.
Nobody wanted that.
Love Tarzan, dude.
Nobody wanted to hear that. He wanted me to clap. That's what he was waiting for after that.
I mean, or join in, dude. Come on, let's sing the song from the top. All right.
No, stop. No. Is there any others? I have to look.
I can't think. I'm trying to think of other songs too. I mean, there's movies that have good songs and classic songs, but Like obviously, like Toy Story, You Got a Friend in Me is a classic.
Listen, I mean, hang on, I've pulled up.
By the way, guys, you want to
Spoilers.
know something about just absolutely immaculate vibes, dude? Walking around Toy Story Land at Hollywood Studios at like when the sun's setting and they got that instrumental version of You Got a Friend in Me playing, it's just such immaculate vibes, dude. God, I wish I was at Hollywood Studios right now. Anyway.
Anyways, I think that Hercules deserves its flowers for its
Oh, how did I
soundtrack.
forget that? It's one of
Yeah,
my favorite
yeah,
movies, dude.
dude. And another one that I don't want to gloss over, I think it is very underrated. Encanto, so
That's
good,
where should I put
so
my
good.
shoes? Every more. That's a great song.
Goodness. Sorry, Parker is blowing me up right now. And I told him, I was like, Parker, we're filming the podcast. And he was like, okay. And then he just calls me. And I'm like, my brother, like, I just told you. And he's like, oh, sorry, I forgot. The short-term memory of men. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I do
Friendly
none.
fire. Friendly fire. Yeah.
Those are the
Encanto
ones I can
is
think of.
so good. We don't talk about Bruno had a chokehold on TikTok when that movie came out. Like, oh my gosh. It's so good. And I love it. I mean, I love the Hispanic vibes, obviously, but that one is also very good. Yeah.
I love those vibes too. You know what's funny? I swear, I promise we'll move on in a second, guys. But like, I love those vibes too. One thing I've noticed as I get older is I love, not like love, but like I'm always interested in Hispanic like culture stuff, and I think it's because Rey Mysterio was my favorite wrestler growing up. So like, as I kept watching wrestling as I was older, it's like, oh, dude, there's a new freaking lucha guy coming in. I'm already a fan, dude. Penta, love him. Phoenix, love him. The Santos Escobar was never on TV, love him. Like I love Latino wrestlers.
Appreciates the
and I
Hispanic heritage.
love the Hispanic heritage for multiple reasons.
He just loves Latinos, Sonic.
What can I say? Except
he loves Latinos.
Instead of you're welcome, thank you. But no, that is an actual thing. I don't know why. I think it's because I just have always loved like lucha wrestlers. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. There was another trailer that came out. I think like today.
Yeah,
you tell me.
Literally today. Yeah.
Okay. It's the Hunger Games trailer for the movie that's coming out next year. And listen, I promise I will watch all the Hunger Games movies before next November or whatever this comes out.
You got plenty of time.
Yeah, it's not going to be anytime soon. I'm working on Stranger Things, and then I'm going to finish Daredevil after that, and then I got some movies I want to watch. So Hunger Games is going to be the back half of next year for me. So it's at this point where she takes over, and I'm going to listen and drink my coffee.
So, The Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping is set to release next November, and they coincidentally released this trailer a year, literally almost exactly a year before its release date. And it's a full, like, 2 minutes plus trailer. So you get a lot of stuff in this trailer. A lot of quick flashes of things that everyone that read the book will recognize immediately. We don't hear any lines from Joseph Zeta, who plays the younger version of Haymitch. No lines of dialogue or anything like that. I think the only character we hear a line of dialogue from is Drusilla, which is the very menacing old lady from the Capitol. I forget the woman's name that plays her, the actress, but she does we already know she's going to do a phenomenal job. She looks amazing just from the delivery in that first scene, which the beginning of the trailer opens with the reaping, where Haymitch is reaped for the 50th Hunger Games, which is the second quarter quell. Noah has no idea.
She is lore dropping right now,
I am
dude.
Lore dropping. There's
flexing that bald knowledge. She said,
Everybody knows
I've been
a
fan of this franchise since the beginning.
Everyone knows this. It's not like I'm saying anything that is groundbreaking here. But you get a lot of good looks of stuff. You get to see a good bit of the arena. You get to see the cornucopia, the beginning of the Hunger Games, where they're all up on their panels. Noah, just so you understand, the Hunger Games, they get a boy and a girl from each district. There's 12 districts to fight to the death in an arena. I'm running him through this really quick, guys. And this, every quarter quell, which is the 25th year, the 50th year, the 75th year, they do something really special. So this Haymitch's Games were the 50th anniversary of the Hunger Games. They did double the tributes. So instead of 24 tributes
meaning the one boy and one girl.
Yes, yeah, the tributes are the ones
like
that are fighting
team?
to the death. No, they're not a team. They're not a team. It's just a boy and a girl from each district, and then they throw them in an arena and they all fight to the death.
Well, it made it seem like you were picking a boy and a girl from the same district, and they're coming to fight together.
No, they're randomly drawn from like there's a.
How do you think
bowl.
we would fare?
We'd be cooked, dude. I'd leave you. I'd be like, you know what? We gotta split up because like I'm gonna kill you if we stay together.
No, dude, I'm using you as a meat shield, bro.
Me?
Right, anyway,
as
back
a
to you.
meat shield. That's crazy. So in Haymitch's games, what's 24 plus 24, Noah?
Oh fuck, 48.
Yeah, good job. There's 48 tributes in Haymitch's games. So that's what we're dealing with. What is that sound? Is that your Discord going off right now that I'm hearing, or is it mine?
No, I don't have Discord notifications on.
Me either, but I keep hearing sounds. Guys, I'm hearing things. Okay.
We're getting chosen for the Hunger Games. Fuck!
We're gonna pick them right now. Anyways, and of course, McKenna Grace has gotten another amazing role for herself, playing Maisily Donner, who is one of the female tributes that comes from District 12 with Haymitch. So McKenna Grace and Elle Fanning are both in this movie. Elle Fanning is playing a younger Effie, which is another amazing casting. That was a fan casting. That was like, and so was McKenna Grace. People fan casted them, and then they were actually casted in these roles. When they were doing the casting announcements for this, it was a huge deal. It was so much fun. They cooked with these castings, and I'm excited to see Joseph Zeta's performance. Just in this little trailer that we got, it looks like he does an unbelievable job, to be honest. But little things that I noticed. I know that I think his name's Ampert. Noah obviously can't help me on this, but Ampert, the Beatty's son that's in this with him, I already know that whole storyline is going to tear me apart. I think there are going to be tears in this. This is going to be the saddest Hunger Games, 100% the saddest.
You don't cry, dude.
He's right. I would say you're so wrong, but I'd probably be like, I'm going to cry, and then I go to the movie and sit there like this. The whole time. I just don't cry. But I'll feel things on the inside. Quick snippets at the end. We don't hear Lenore Dove say anything, but we see her hanging out with her geese, which is a nod to the book. Obviously, it's a whole remake of the book. There's no nods to the book. It is based off the book. But we see her with her geese. We see a little bit of young Haymitch and Lenore Dove, and they look super cute together. And just there's such a sense of impending doom watching this whole thing. It's so sad. And then we see the fire. I'm not gonna, if anyone listening hasn't read the book, I'm not gonna say any spoilers. We get a glimpse of the fire, which is a very important scene in the book. Please read the book if you haven't already, guys. It's so good. I'm gonna reread it before the movie comes out. I read it in like a week. It was so great. Yeah, there's a lot of... I will not
be reading any books. I'll stick with the movies. That's about all you're getting out of me.
It's because you can't read. Yeah, it looks so good. So good. I don't know if there's anything else I could say. One thing is that we hear somebody's voice in this trailer, and it sounds a lot like Woody Harrelson himself. Woody Harrelson plays Haymitch in the original Hunger Games movies, and this movie is a prequel about his story specifically. Can you imagine, you guys, if this movie is narrated by Woody Harrelson himself, as if he's telling his story to like Katniss and Peeta, and he's telling them actually like what happened to him, and then by the end of it we see that it was actually him telling them the story the whole time, and we get to see Woody Harrelson, Jennifer Lawrence, and Josh Hutcherson all back together on the big screen in a Hunger Games movie. Can you guys imagine? Like, that's my hope. I'm 99% sure that it was Woody Harrelson's voice that we heard that was like, I think these games are going to be different this time. But I'm pretty sure that is a line that was also, that he said in Catching Fire when they're going to the 75th Hunger Games. I'm pretty sure he says that in that movie. I could be wrong. I need to go back and see. So I think they might have just grabbed that line and stuck it in this trailer. But you guys, that would be so sick.
Is that like the Hunger Games equivalent of like if Han, Luke, and Leia got back on the screen together in the sequels, although that never happened because they messed up?
Yeah.
Sounds like a big deal.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Yeah.
Well,
Noah's like, explain it to me in Star Wars terms,
Explain
please.
everything in Hunger Games in Star Wars terms.
Or wrestling terms.
In the WWE.
But I think that's all. I think that's all I have to say about the trailer. It looks unbelievable. I have no other. I don't know. The expectations are very, very high for good reason. They have not missed with a Hunger Games movie, and I don't expect them to this time. It's a big deal, and I'm very excited. It's my number one. Right, it's under Doomsday. Actually, it's my second.
Relax, dude.
It's my second most anticipated movie of 2026. Doomsday is still number one because I want to be excited about that movie. I hope that it is one of the greatest movies we've ever seen, but I don't know.
Doomsday is gonna cook, bro. Doomsday is gonna cook.
I don't know. I still think by the end of the year, if Doomsday doesn't do something unbelievable like it should,
I've been watching
by the end of 2026, when we're ranking all the movies that came out that year, I might say that Sunrise on the Reaping is the best movie.
No, dude, I've been watching a lot of Doomsday theories and stuff over the last week, listening to people talk about this movie, and I'm just like, oh man, this is gonna be. It's probably gonna be a complex movie, but there's gonna be enough where, casuals will still understand if that makes sense, which is good because you never know when you might get lost in something. But backtracking for a second. Huh? No, I was looking out for you, because I'm a good friend like that. Right, okay. Backtracking for a second. You said that you were like, no, I'm gonna cry in the movies, and then you were like, no, I'll probably just sit there but feel something on the inside. Is there any movie or show that has ever made you cry? Or at least get teared up? Yeah,
100%. When I was in the theater for Avengers Endgame, I was crying when Tony Stark died. I was crying. Because I've told you guys before, he was my favorite superhero in the MCU. He was my favorite. So obviously I sat there and just had tears coming.
This is fair. I'm way easier. I'm willing to admit I get easily triggered. Something like a very sweet moment can happen in a movie, and I'll get teary eyed. I don't care. I don't know. I'm an emotional guy.
I'll get a lump in my throat or something like that. Like when Yelena and Red Guardian were having their heart to heart in Thunderbolts, I got that lump. I was like, man, this is heavy. This is really good. There's movies
feel good moments, dude. I'll just sit there
But I avoid movies that I know will make me cry because I watch movies for fun, not to be upset. So The Fault in Our Stars is a very, very good movie. It's a very great book to movie adaptation, but it makes me sad and it made me cry, obviously, a lot.
Wait, what's that movie again? I feel like, did I see that?
The Fault in Our Stars?
Yeah, who's in that? Who's in that?
Ansel Elgort and Shailene Woodley.
No, I didn't see that. I'm thinking of something else.
I would be surprised if you saw that.
No, I'm thinking of what's that Ryan Gosling movie where he builds the house for the lady.
It's not A Walk to Remember. It's
his name's Noah.
It's The Notebook.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
The Notebook.
That's what I was thinking about.
The Notebook. I haven't seen that actually either.
I don't know. I think I saw it 10 years ago. Nah, dude, there's certain stuff, dude. Even when I'm watching Stranger Things and the boys will reunite or something for the first time in a couple episodes, and they're so happy because none of them died. I'm just yeah man.
Nah, the only thing about Stranger Things that's ever made me sad is when Eddie died. That sucked. That really sucked.
Well, it might not be the last time you get a tear in your eye watching Stranger Things. I guess we can move right into some Stranger Things talk. Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 1. Comes out next week, as we talked about earlier. I don't think either of us have any dead set predictions. I'm also working my way through rewatching Stranger Things. I only watched season 4 once when it came out, so I'm in need of a rewatch. I really don't remember all the specifics of that season that well, but obviously I've been a fan of this franchise just like she has since the beginning, since season 1 came out. Next week's a big deal. Season 5, the finale is going to be huge. So today, instead of, and if you have any set predictions, feel free to make them. But I thought we could use Stranger Things Season 5 as a little bit of a game this week. We've done blind rankings. So this week we're going to use Stranger Things Season 5 and I guess inadvertently predict some stuff. Are you ready?
Okay.
We're going to be doing, I'm going to give you a blind ranking of Stranger Things characters.
Okay.
And I want you to rank them based on who you think is most likely to die in Season 5.
Wow, okay.
I wrote down 6 characters, because obviously I wasn't going to write down the whole cast. And there's some people who, at least I feel, are completely safe. I think we even talked about it on the Halloween episode. They already teased Hopper died once. I don't think he's gonna die.
I think he's safe. Yeah.
Like there's certain people who I don't think we need to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
However, there's multiple people who I do think could be on the chopping block.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to write this down also so I don't forget. I need a clean sheet of paper. Hold on. I use my scrap notes a lot here. But, alright. 1 through 6 are 6 characters. Is this pen gonna work? It's working, guys.
Thank God.
Everybody's safe, dude.
Thank the Lord.
Alright. Stranger Things characters based off who you think is most likely to die in Season 5. Starting off, 1 through 6, by the way. We'll go 11.
I would put 11 at number 2.
11 at number 2.
I really think there's a good chance that 11 dies. I don't see how they can defeat Vecna and completely separate this world or their world from the Upside Down without 11 making some kind of grand sacrifice. She's so tied to that world. Her powers literally, I think, come from that world. There's so many things. I'm literally actively rewatching Stranger Things, and I still don't understand how 11 and all these kids have powers, to be honest.
There's some complicated things that I'm just like, 11 and Will, they're connected. I'm just going to leave it at that, because if I try to understand anymore, I'm
I'm
get
hoping
lost.
that Season 5 answers a lot of those questions, especially why Will was taken, why Will specifically, why Vecna chose him, and why he still has this connection to the Upside Down.
How he survived for an entire week.
Yeah, like... insane. Yeah. Neither of us have watched the first 5 minutes of the first episode because we don't want any spoilers or anything. So we have not seen it. That's why we're not talking about that. But yeah, I think 11 has a very, very good chance of dying. The only reason I would say maybe not is because I don't see how they would put Hopper through another daughter dying, you know? And
good point.
Yeah, and I was like, would they really do that this whole time as he's been able to get over his first daughter dying, and now he's able to kind of redeem himself and actually live out being a father with 11 now? Would they really just take all that away too and put him right back where he started, you know?
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I'm like, maybe they'll spare 11, but also 11 is the main character. I don't see how they don't kill her off.
No, that's a good point with Hopper. You know, and we'll get back to this blind ranking in a second. Like, I was reading a couple things as I was like just making my notes for this week's episode, and I don't know where they said this could be old interviews, new interviews, but it was something with the Duffer Brothers talking about the ending of Season 5 and or just the ending of the show, really. And I think a lot of the wordage that they used was more just like satisfying, and a lot of the characters get like satisfying endings and stuff instead of it being drastically good or drastically bad. So I'm like, is there a world where none of the people die?
No.
Besides like Vecna or something like that.
I don't think there is, because every single actor that everything I've heard is them saying that the finale and everything is devastating. And that they all like cried multiple times when they would do their table reads and when they were filming. And
but was that just because they were sad the show was ending?
They said it was devastating, and they said that everyone will be crying. So I don't see everyone making it out alive. No, absolutely not.
I kind of hate, like, I don't want to say I hate that, but like, after 5 seasons of a show, why does something have to end in a devastating way? Like,
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
Especially after I just finished watching Season 2, and Season 2 wraps up with such a nice bow. Everybody's okay. You know, and like, everything's fine, but it's a nice, heartwarming ending. Like, can't the show just end like that? Why does somebody have to get off, possibly?
Because for a threat to be prominent, you have to have consequences. The stakes are high. The stakes have to be high. They can't get out of it unscathed. That's not how real life works. Like,
yeah, and that's where you bring in this season's new character that's going to be beloved. They do have
one coming in. I forget his name. There's a new kid coming in.
There's always somebody.
I don't see them killing him.
Barb, Bob, Eddie, Chrissy.
Don't say his name.
I'm just saying, there's always the season character that's only there for the season that dies, and they can be the casualties. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so 11 at number 2. We have 6 characters, by the way. We'll bounce off her. We'll go right to Mike.
I would put Mike at like a 6. I don't see Mike dying. Unless he like dies for 11 or something like that, I really don't see them killing Mike off. I wouldn't be like horribly sad if Mike died, but I would still be pretty disappointed. He is the leader. He is the one that, gets them through everything. He's the only one that listens to Will in the beginning and is always like, Will, what do you need? And I've always loved that about his character. And he's right about a lot of things. He's the one that always believed Will. He's always believes that there might be something strange going on. So I don't have a problem with Mike's character. A lot of people do. I don't really. I don't think he's the most like fun, amazing character ever, but I think he's a good character. He's
not my favorite character on the show, but he's fine.
He's a great protagonist. I like that he's the leader of their little, what are they called? Party. Their party. That's party. What they call themselves. Yes. So I would put, what did I say?
6.
6, yeah. I would put 6. Wait, are there 6?
Yeah, there's 6 spots.
Oh, shoot. I don't know if I'd put them at the very bottom. Can we do 5? That's what I thought there were 7. Yeah, so let's do 6.
All right, Mike at 5. All right, next we'll bounce off Mike. We'll go to Will.
I would put Will at number 1.
Number 1.
I think Will is cooked. It's kind of like the same. I mean, I know that they need to answer all these questions about why Will was taken and blah, blah, blah. But it's kind of the same vibes that I get in Bad Batch Season 2. I'm wearing a Bad Batch shirt right now. In Bad Batch Season 2, when they bring Tech to the front of the story. They do a lot of stuff with Tech to make sure we get attached to this character for an eventual sacrifice that he makes, so that we'll be sad about his death. Not saying that we wouldn't be sad about Will's death, but Will kind of became very much more of a background player in season 3 and 4, I would say. And now they're bringing him back, as we've seen in the trailer and what we've read about the show so far. Will is going to be very, very important. He's coming back to the front just like he was in season 1. So I think maybe he's the most likely to die, in my opinion, because he's so connected to Vecna and the Upside Down. I think Will might be
the only one who knows how to end it, dude.
Yeah.
Will at number 1. Will Byers, dude. When you watch Stranger Things for the first time, where you're like, dude, my last name.
Yeah, and it's not like I didn't hop on the Stranger Things train when it initially came out, like a lot of people did. And I would hear people would come up to me and be like, dude, like in this show, it's your last name. Isn't that crazy? And I was like, well, I definitely never expected my last name to be in anything. No. So, and then I feel like now is going to be the time of year again where people see my Instagram and my social media handle and be like, oh, it's a Stranger Things fan account. Like, no, it's just my actual legal last name, dude. Yeah. Like, I've had this last name for 25 years. Thank you very much, until I got married.
She's Unk.
And, yeah. So, but I think it's so cool. I never imagined that Byers would ever be in something so popular, especially to this scale. So every time it's like, oh, Castle Byers and Will Byers and Jonathan.
Dude,
I don't know.
You should get a sign and for like your streams like that. That room is Castle Byers, dude.
Wow, you're really thinking with your noggin, huh?
All right, cool. Next up we'll go Max.
She's like basically dead.
Who's in a coma, but we assume she's gonna wake up.
Yeah,
I don't think she's gonna be sleeping all season.
I don't think, after they did the tease of, she literally died and came back to life. And I've read that the Duffer Brothers really hate repetitiveness and redundancy, so I would put her at 4. I would say
at 4.
Yeah, at 4 or possibly 6. Yeah, let's put her at 6. I don't think she's not gonna die. You guys,
same thing kind of with Hopper. We already teased it. If you weren't gonna do it then, don't do it now. I don't think
they're just gonna go back. She might stay in that coma, but I don't think they're gonna be like, and now she's.
She can't stay in a coma all season, bro. Somebody's gotta give her some smelling salts to wake up. Like we got an episode to shoot. Like what are you doing?
I think it's kind of. I mean, I know she was like, I don't want to die, and it was like such a special and hard to watch scene. But also, like, would you want to wake up paralyzed everywhere and blind?
Well, no, at that point, I mean...
Yeah, exactly! So, I don't
Listen,
know.
Yeah, but we're also talking about a show that features something called the Upside Down. There's some mythical powers out there. Maybe she can figure out a way to be alright, dude.
Maybe she gets powers.
Do you also agree with the sentiments that everybody else has, that Sadie Sink is having the career that everybody thought Millie Bobby Brown was going to have? As she just got confirmed for Avengers Secret Wars the other day.
No, I genuinely don't think so, because up until this point, what has Sadie Sink been in other than Stranger Things?
Well, I guess everybody's just saying that because she's still in Stranger Things and now she's doing Marvel, and I don't know anything else outside of that, obviously. But that's just a sentiment that I keep seeing online, and I'm like, is that true? Like, I know
No, I
Millie Bobby
really
Brown
don't
like got
agree with
married
that.
and she's either
No.
having a kid or had a kid, something like that.
And Millie
But
Bobby Brown has been that Netflix girl. Like, she has done multiple movies. She's been in Noah Holmes. She's been in The Electric State with Chris Pratt. She is the Netflix girl. She's been doing those kinds of movies. So I think maybe when Stranger Things ends, it might open up the door for her to have some more time for her to do, you know, bigger franchise stuff maybe, and get into actual movie theaters and not just Netflix movies, which I'm not even like gonna say Netflix movies aren't a big deal, which they are. That's why I say I don't think that Sadie Sink is having any kind of career larger than Millie Bobby Brown's in the
it's just
slightest.
the Marvel thing. That's why people are saying that. She's in
Yeah.
Spider-Man and now she's going to be in Secret Wars.
And
And
like, which is great for her. Yeah, it's gonna be
yeah,
a big
sure.
deal for her. It's gonna be the first time I've ever seen Sadie Sink on the big screen. And the only other acting credit I can think of Sadie Sink being in is in the All Too Well music video for Taylor Swift. Like, that's the only other thing I've seen Sadie Sink in. And so that's why I say no, there's no way. It makes more sense when people say that Joseph Quinn has the acting career that they thought Dacre Montgomery would have.
Who
Dacre
played
Montgomery played Billy.
yeah, I was
Yeah,
like, who's that actor again? But
that
yeah,
makes
yeah.
more sense to me when people say that, because you would think that Dacre Montgomery would come out with all these offers and everything like that. Whether it was a personal decision or not for him to step away from acting necessarily, I have no idea. Really
Yeah.
don't know what happened with that. But Joseph Quinn is having the career that
Yeah. And
anyone
not
would
even
wish to
just
have. He's
Marvel.
having a bigger career than anyone that's ever been on that show. Literally anyone
Yeah.
that's ever been on that show, other than possibly David Harbour, who is also on the
Well, yeah, if you
MCU.
take him and uh Joyce, her
Winona
name,
Ryder, yeah,
whatever. Like, if you
obviously,
take
yes,
them off the table
yes,
because
yes,
they've already
yes,
been
yeah.
around, we're just talking
Fucking
about like the
young,
kids and
up
stuff.
and
Yeah.
coming actors, yes, like, yeah, Joseph Quinn, just absolutely
Okay.
insane,
All right.
insane career.
So far you have Will at 1, 11 at 2, Mike at 5, and Max at 6. So you have 3 and 4 left.
Okay.
We'll go Vecna.
Oh, Vecna's close. Three.
Okay.
Three. He's gonna die. Yeah, he's definitely gonna die. Vecna / Henry / 1. Yes.
Right. And then last but not least, who is your 4 spot? Got Steve Harrington.
Steve. Yeah, and I'm good with Steve being at 4 because and I don't think still being the 4th most likely to die, I think that it's still pretty high up there. I think that the Duffers wouldn't be afraid to kill off multiple major characters. So I'm afraid I don't want Steve to die, obviously.
It's gonna suck, dude. Like, I don't want to watch it.
But like, everyone knows it's gonna happen, right? Everyone knows it's gonna happen. I don't know. Are you Steve and Nancy, or are you Jonathan and Nancy? Stancy or Jancy?
See, Steve is way cooler than Jonathan, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, by the way, dude, one thing, I'll get back to your question in a second, but it just made me think of it. One thing that I forgot about Stranger Things, and I've been revisiting on this, or that I was reminded of on this rewatch, is Nancy Wheeler, dude, on site. Like, she ain't afraid of nothing, dude. Walk him down Wheeler, that's what it was. I was like, what if I keep seeing on social media, dude? Nancy walking down Wheeler, dude. When I first watched Stranger Things, where happened to my camera? There, it's back. When I first watched Stranger Things season 1, dude, I was like, yo, I'm in love with this girl, bro.
Oh my gosh. That's insane.
Nancy walking down Wheeler, dude.
That's insane.
Her and Steve, or her and Jonathan, fuck, man.
Listen, I don't understand. When I was rewatching Stranger Things, maybe we talked about this already. I don't understand how anyone has said that Steve has gone through a crazy character arc, because he literally hasn't. He was never even the bad guy, other than when they wrote Nancy Wheeler, like, that bad word on the movie theater title thing.
And then he went and cleaned it off the next episode.
Which he didn't even do it. Yeah, he was just there and like allowed it to happen, and then he cleaned it off. Steve did not do anything wrong. He broke Jonathan's camera after that freak was taking pictures of Nancy.
Yeah, you know what? Let's
window.
talk. Can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah, that's the worst thing. That's worse than anything Steve ever did.
I was rewatching season 1, and I'm going, all right, so they end up using Jonathan's picture that he took to realize that there was a freaking Debbie Gorgon, whatever the hell, behind Barb.
Demogorgon. Please don't say Demigorgon.
Whatever I said.
Demogorgon.
They used Jonathan's picture to realize that Barb was in trouble.
Yeah.
But they still never explained why Jonathan was just decided to start taking pictures of all of them.
Yeah, they
in the
never
first
say
place.
like.
Why did you do that?
And why did she forgive him for that? That's straight. He's a freak for that. He's crazy for
Like,
that.
it would have been like they should have just wrote it as if he saw something and then took a picture.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you have to rework stuff to make that make sense, but like it's still like, why did they make Jonathan look like such a creep just so they can like use it as a means to an end? Like when I was rewatching, I was like, why did they do that?
Yeah, it's so weird. And like Steve was absolutely in the right to break his camera. And then Nancy cheats on Steve with Jonathan, by the way. To me, I think Steve deserves better and that Steve should be the one to move on. And Nancy can go ahead and go off with Jonathan because they both got each other for all that. I'm not the biggest fan of Jonathan or Nancy, to be honest. I think Nancy's cool. Like you said, walk him down. Like she's a cool character.
Yeah,
she's
walk him down, Wheeler, dude. Put it on his
she's
shirt.
Cool. Like she's on site. But I don't think that her and Steve. I really don't want Stancy to be endgame. I obviously don't want Steve to. I don't want that to be the alternative, Steve dying. But I loved in season 3, Steve and Robin's dynamic. Obviously, before we found out Robin was gay, I was like, they would be so great together. It's so cool that they're giving Steve someone else as a love interest, and then the twist was that Robin's gay, obviously. And I was like, oh, I'm still kind of sad because I was so excited to see them like as a couple, which
dude, honestly,
they're a great friendship.
Kill Jonathan in season 5, dude.
You know what?
Like he's always so strung up. Like get this guy out of here. If anything,
get that guy out of there.
Isn't Nancy like cleaning blood off her hands in the trailer? And she's crying. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's because she just got rid of Jonathan's corpse or something.
I just hope it's not Mike. Yeah.
No, I don't think Mike dies. And I don't think Dustin dies. I don't think Lucas dies. I don't want Joyce to die. I honestly like. I put Vecna aside. It's just 11, Will, and Steve that feel like they're on the chopping block to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just don't want it to be Steve. I'm good with Will or 11, honestly. But Steve, another thing you were talking about, you don't feel like Steve's gone on like a big character arc enough to warrant like, his proper ending would be like for Zuko. Him to die.
Yeah, I don't.
It's like I don't think that is a proper ending. And honestly, if somebody's gonna die, why is it gonna be Steve? Let it be one of the people who are connected to Vecna and the Upside Down. Mm-hmm. What does Steve dying have to do with this whole thing ending?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because he was the great babysitter? You know what, dude? If Steve dies, I'm actually gonna be pissed.
I think everyone's gonna be pissed, and I love the memes where people say me trying to enjoy Christmas with my family, but the entire Stranger Things cast just died, and it's them like ripping
Steve
the
just
tree
got
down.
slimed.
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
man,
it's
poor
so funny.
Steve, dude.
That's literally gonna be our reality. It's so funny.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Will or 11 can get cooked, bro.
Yeah,
and I'll be fine with it. That's just me. Do you have a favorite Stranger Things season? Because I know you guys have been rewatching them. I don't know if did you finish rewatching them yet?
We're still actively in season 4, which is season 4 is the only season that I have seen multiple times before this rewatch. Like season 4 is the one I always went back to. So I
wonder why, chat.
Wonder why.
Wonder why.
I think that I know that I don't dislike season 2 as much as other people do. I love Max, like the introduction of Max and the kids' dynamic in season 2 and how they're all together the whole time. That's a big thing that I don't like is when the party is separated. When I say that, I mean Will, Mike, Dustin, Lucas. They're the best when they're all together, like in season 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 they're separated the whole time, which is frustrating. So I would say season 2 would still fall at the bottom, and then I would put
season 2 at the bottom.
Season 2 at the bottom. Season 1 has great vibes, and obviously it's nostalgic, but I don't love all the characters in season 1 as much as I do in later seasons, like after I get that attachment with them. So I would say season 1 comes next, and then I would put and then I would
wonder where this is going.
Honestly, like in the rewatch when I was watching, I was like, man, is this season better than season 4? But honestly, I think I would still put season 4 at my number 1 and then 3 at my number 2 because I don't like the Mind Flare melting bodies villain as much as I like Vecna as a villain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I like that Vecna actually has a name and a face, and he's literally sinister. He's someone that we can actually look at and hate, you know? I don't like the whole, oh, all these people are being flayed and they're melting and now they're creating this gush monster. I don't like it. I really don't.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't love that that's the
I think
I don't like that that's the thing they're fighting the whole time. I do the bright spot of it is Billy and Dacre Montgomery's performance as Billy. And he kind of gets to voice the intentions and the motive of the Mind Flayer the whole time throughout that season. So that's great. The Scoops Ahoy vibe is great. I don't love the Russian storyline as much as, you know, the Upside Down stuff storyline.
I agree.
But I do like that the season, you know, I love getting introduced to Robin. I love that Steve and Dustin's relationship gets to grow. And yeah, I like Hopper and Joyce's dynamic growing, and Murray becomes more of a bigger character. So yeah, I would still leave season 4 at number 1 though.
I think for me, I'm gonna go. I really like season 2, dude.
Really?
I love how it starts on Halloween. I love the introduction of Max. I love those 2 episodes that start the season. You know what? And I said this earlier, but I like how the season ends on a nice bow and everything's okay. I do. I'm sorry, I do. Call me names. Call me. I don't want to watch people die. You know, sorry.
He's a big fat baby. That's what you can call this guy.
Fucking baby.
He's a baby. He loves Disney World. He loves when nobody dies in shows and everything's nice and dandy at the end.
Why can't things be nice and dandy? Why can't they be nice and dandy? What's wrong with that?
That's not always reality, though.
Okay, but in season 2 it was. Until it switched, until the last shot switches and you see the school in the Upside Down. Listen, I'm just saying, I like everybody feels like they get a nice ending in season 2. Besides Steve, who drives away in his car sad because Nancy's inside of Jonathan. But besides that, I kind of want to put season 2 at number 1, but it might be season 3 at number 1.
The best part about season 2 is Bob. He is the best part about season 2.
He's not the best part of season 2.
Yes, he is. He's awesome. Are you insane?
He's great, but he's not the best part of season 2.
Then what is? Okay, we'll get back to you on that.
Well, let me think here. You can put me on the spot. I mean, listen, Bob is great. It is hilarious watching it back. It's like, hey, Bob, if you didn't stop to catch your breath for 5 seconds, you'd probably still be alive. When he was running out of the Hawkins lab, just saying. Listen, Max is one of the best parts of season 2. Billy, dude, that scene where Billy's getting screamed at by his dad is great. Whatever. I'm not here to run down everything I like about season 2. Season 3, same thing. I love the vibes, the summer vibes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. That's just
which one's your favorite?
I think I'm gonna go season 3 first, and then season 2.
Interesting. So where does 4 fall?
I don't know because I only watched it once, so I want to rewatch it.
It's just crazy to me that season 4 just feels so different than the other seasons because it's like, okay, now we're getting to who the villain is, who you've been fighting this whole time. And, you know, I don't love that we have to jump back and forth between the worst part of season 4. And the reason why I almost put it below season 3 is because of the whole California storyline where Mike, Will, and Eleven are, and Jonathan. Barf. Like, give me a break. It's so tedious, so irritating. Argyle is one of my least favorite characters. It's just all very, very irritating every time we have to jump back to them. I do like, more than most people, I do like Hopper and his arc when he's in Russian captivity because we get to see a lot more of his character and his character growth, and we get to hear him talk about his daughter and what really happened for the first time, and I love all of that stuff. I love that him and Joyce finally have their kiss and their moment and get together. And Murray is great the whole time. Murray is awesome. So I do love that. I don't love that everyone's separated. So I'm hoping that in season 5, everyone is for the most part together, especially the main party, which is Will, Mike, Eleven, and Dustin and Lucas.
And Max will just be there being held by Lucas.
Yeah, poor Max. He's just gonna bring her around everywhere.
The whole season, every episode. I don't know how many episodes there are. Dude, that's another thing about season 2, dude. I love watching Hopper like on the job, discovering stuff and
Oh,
figuring
yeah.
out what's going on. Like that's one of
Yeah.
my favorite things. Not like his character overall and interacting with other characters, all that stuff, but just him when he's by himself, putting the pieces of the puzzle together. I love watching
When
it,
he's
dude.
sheriff, when he's being the sheriff, yeah.
Uh,
One of the things that and you don't get that in season 4, but so it would make sense if that for that reason you don't love that season as much as the other seasons when you do get that. One
yeah.
thing I was thinking about when rewatching season 4 is that that's the one season where Hopper isn't the sheriff. And I wonder what would have happened if he was the sheriff when Eddie was blamed for those murders. You know what I mean? Like, how would Hopper have handled that?
He would have been on the case, dude. He would be like, nah,
Like,
something
could he
fishy's
have
going on.
helped though? Because how do you go to a courtroom and say it was a supernatural thing that killed these people and not this kid who all signs point to him doing it? You know, how could he
Yeah,
have
you
gotten
do.
Eddie out of it? Could
You
he have gotten
water it
Eddie out of
down
it?
just like in season 2
Yeah,
when they're like,
I don't know.
how do we get the people to believe all this stuff in the Hawkins lab killed Barb? You'll water it down and give them a different
Yeah.
story.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder all the time if Hopper was sheriff, could he have gotten Eddie out of that impossible situation? Which Hopper couldn't do anything. But unfortunately, Eddie was cooked from the beginning. He
Eddie
is a doomed
was
character if I've ever
cooked.
seen one.
Yeah.
So,
What do you think
yeah.
about the theory? And we can start to wrap this up. We can move your blind ranking to next week because obviously we're over an hour in at this point. But what do you think about the thing that people have been talking about online that we might see all of Vecna's victims at some point, whether
I
it's
would
in the
love
Upside
that.
Down, and
I would
whether
love
they're
that.
fighting against them or for them, you know, and we see Eddie and we see Barb, which is like,
Yeah.
I don't know, Barb's not a threat. But just see all these people. That would be kind of cool,
Well, even
dude.
just as like a psychological thing, you know, and Vecna's projecting images of these people in their minds, like he did with Nancy, and he could make her see Barb again. And we do see Dustin crying in Steve's arms in the trailer, so that Eddie could use Eddie as a way to psychologically mess with Dustin. So we might see them in some way, shape, or form. I am not gonna write anything off as far as, you know, seeing past characters in this season. I don't think there's any way we don't see some form of Eddie or Barb or even maybe even Bob, you know, everyone that has been a victim of the
Bob.
Upside Down. We don't know.
People have
We don't
forgotten
know.
about Bob. People never talk about Bob online. I feel
I know
like.
it's sad. It's
I just
sad.
can't. I
Sean
was literally
Astin
just
did
watching
such
season
an amazing
2.
job.
When I was watching season 2, I was like, Bob, if you just, this is obviously, this goes for like anytime anything ever bad happens in movies
Especially in
and
a horror
shows.
movie. Yeah.
You could clearly see if you would have just did this, like everything would have been different. It's like, Bob, why'd you stop to slow down and catch your breath? If you would have just waited till you got outside, it was right there. You were alive.
Right. Poor
Did
Bob.
you want to get a couple Discord questions in before we wrap this up?
Let us see.
But
We
yeah,
did
guys, again,
specifically ask
while
for
she's,
these questions. Let's see.
yeah. While she's picking a question or two from Discord, again, next week will probably just be a normal episode. I don't know what we're going to talk about yet. But the December 5th episode of the podcast will be our Stranger Things Season 5 Volume 1 review of, I don't know how many episodes are coming out initially. We're going to find out. 5, 6, we'll see. But we'll be talking about all of them 2 weeks from now. Obviously, they come out next week, but we'll be talking about them 2 weeks from now. So stay tuned for all of that.
Please.
But anyway.
So
I guess it doesn't have to be Stranger Things related, but
well, you know, we did ask specifically for them to give us Stranger Things questions. A couple people asked, do we think that Will's story? Do you think that season 5 will answer all the questions about Will's story in the Upside Down and more? Yes, I do think so. I think that's the majority of the plot of this new season, and I hope so. I hope they answer all the questions, with this being the last season. I hope we don't end with any loose ends or anything. Do you think Vecna is the real villain in this season or a new monster that we've not seen yet? I hope that it is still Vecna and the Mind Flayer, and because adding a new one in, you know, at the last minute, would be a little bit too much. What do you think is the real reason Vecna chose Will in season 1? I have no idea.
Well, that goes back to the initial thing of, you know, getting questions answered about Will, and it's like, especially if he is going to be cooked at the end of the season, you better give us some answers, because I don't want this guy to die, and forget the fact that we're not getting any more seasons. The show ends here. Just put ourselves in that real life situation, like, I'm the guy with the answers, or maybe I have answers, and I die, so now nobody knows the answers. It's like, tell us why Will's so important if he is going to die.
Yeah, like, I have no idea. I can try to think up some theories maybe for next week's episode, but genuinely, no idea. I know that anything I come up with isn't going to be true. So,
well, the
I
time
have
next
no
week's
idea.
episode comes out anyway, Stranger Things season 5 will have already been out for 2 days, or at least volume 1. So this is probably the last time we're talking about Stranger Things until we talk about
Okay.
our review or whatever, most likely.
If you guys were characters in Stranger Things and went up against Vecna, what would you do? I would probably move away. Like, I would not be living in Hawkins anymore. I
No.
often wonder why anyone still lives there. I understand that it's a threat to the world, and if someone doesn't stop it, then the world would end. It ain't gonna be me. I'll
Ain't
tell
gonna
you
be
that right
me.
now.
Somebody
It's not gonna
else's
be me.
problem to figure
Yep,
out,
that's not
dude.
my problem. I'm sorry. I'm not doing all that. Hang on. Uh, hang on. This one's funny and it has nothing to do with Stranger Things, but it says if you and Noah could switch lives for a day, what would you do? Are we talking switch lives or switch bodies? Because I think that's very important. If we switch
wait, what does
lives,
the
then
question say?
it said if you and Noah could switch lives for the day.
Switch lives is straight up, I guess. I assume we're in each other's bodies, but we're just living each other's lives.
I hate that more. If we're just switching lives, then you're married to Parker. You're literally a housewife and do nothing.
Sick, dude. If we switch lives for the day, I'm playing Marvel Rivals on Twitch.
Marvel Rivals on Twitch with my amazing stream community, and they'd be like, "Who is this idiot inside Laney's body?" Because this is not what we signed up for. Have you seen the interview with The Rock and Kevin Hart? When they're like, if you guys had to switch lives for a day, what would you do? And The Rock goes, probably kill myself.
It's crazy how he just flat out said that in an interview.
Literally, and he was like, wait a minute.
It was like 2016. You can still get away with saying that.
Yeah.
And people would about be like,
I think that's so funny. Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
If we were living each other's lives for the day, what would you do? You didn't answer the question.
I would hang out with your sister all day long. That's what I would do.
It's a fair enough question.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what are these, dude?
I know. Like, what the?
Is there anything else?
No,
what are some of your guys' favorite?
So.
All right, last question we'll answer. What are some of your guys' favorite video games growing up? I feel like games come up every now and then, but we don't really like dive deep into them. We were talking about Mario stuff last week.
Yeah.
I love Mario Kart for the DS, the first one that came out for the DS, and I assume I assume it was the first Mario Party that came out for DS as well. I don't know. Mm-hmm. And then Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games.
Me and my sister and Parker played the Olympic Games literally last week, I think. And let me tell you, I am the best at trampoline, and I play as Dr. Eggman every time, and he kills it. My favorites growing up, like on my Game Boy, I had the like 90s Spider-Man game on my Game Boy. Like it was based off of the show, like the 90s show, and it was the game, and I played that. Probably wasn't supposed to play that because there were people shooting at you the whole time, and my mom was like, "What is that?" But I was Spider-Man.
Builds character.
Yeah, builds character. And I know I played Sonic on my Game Boy. It was like the Game Boy Advance version of Sonic on my DS. And then when the Wii came out, played a lot of Mario Super Sluggers. I played MLB Power Pros.
I had a Sonic game for my Game Boy too, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
I just know I had a Sonic game.
I love Mario Party. Played a ton of Mario Party games. A lot of Just Dance games. I played a lot of those too.
Dude, we used to rip Guitar Hero in this house. Dude.
Yeah, I love Guitar
Hero 3 specifically.
Got
it for Christmas in 2007. Great stuff.
So good. Guitar Hero Legends of Rock, quite possibly the best game. I think it's Guitar Hero 3.
That's the one. Yeah, it's the one. Yeah,
the best game. The best game. Yeah. Guitar Hero is a big one. I played Assassin's Creed in my later years. Played Assassin's Creed like in high school. I played Black Flag and then Assassin's Creed Origins. Very fun. I love those games. Yeah.
Dude, I had WrestleMania 2000 for the Game Boy. Mm-hmm. And there was a mode in that game where you could like build your own pay-per-view and then just kind of simulate it through, dude. Oh my god. We talked about stuff going double platinum.
You still do that.
Yeah, but it's different now. Then it was just like It was,
This is
I don't know.
awesome.
It was a different way to do it. I just
yeah.
remember, like, vividly just laying in bed with my Game Boy, being like, oh, I'm going to put Triple H against Jeff Hardy at No Mercy. All
Yeah.
right, simulate. And it was so awesome, dude. And obviously, I've played freaking every WWE game that's come out since, like, 2005.
I also played WWE 2K up until 2K15 or something like that. Maybe 16, but yeah, I did play a lot of 2K WWE. My sister and I played Royal Rumble a lot. A lot.
PlayStation 2 was big in this household, dude. I used to play the Crash Bandicoot games all the time. I had this SpongeBob game. I don't know what the name of it was, but he was on the cover with like an army helmet on. I don't know what it was called, but we had that, and I used to play all the time. Tony Hawk games we used to play, dude. Tony Hawk Underground.
Smash Bros. Good game.
There's a lot of the games. There's a lot. Nowadays, all I play is Rivals, Fortnite, and WWE 2K25 for YouTube videos, obviously.
Yeah.
So my catalog has shrunk. I do have a Switch. I just never play it. I literally only have Mario Kart for it. Never bought anything else.
It's a shame.
I'll play more. But I think that's all I got for.
When is John Cena's last match?
December 13th.
Okay, so we have time for your blind ranking. We can just do that next week then.
Yeah, we can do that next week, the 28th, and then again, guys, December 5th will be our Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 1. And then the week after that will be December 12th. That'll be 24 hours before John Cena's last match, dude. Just get out the... Anyways, guys, where can they find you?
You can find me everywhere at Laney Byers on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. I stream regularly on Twitch and YouTube, so you should come hang out, join the stream community. Let me know you're from the Lightforce podcast. We are very welcoming. I always love to hear when you guys are from the podcast. We have an awesome Discord community for the podcast, and I have my own Discord community. You can join both of them. I think everybody's on both of them at this point. It's so much fun. We love having discussions with you guys.
Definitely go follow me over on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Noah Nation Vlogs, over on YouTube at Noah Nation Gaming, same thing on Twitch, and then for the podcast, there's the Lightforce Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads as well. If you're watching here on YouTube, be sure to hit the like and subscribe, and if you're listening on Apple and Spotify, be sure to drop a follow, give us the old 5-star rating,
5
you know
stars.
how it goes.
Five
I mean,
stars.
if you're gonna leave a rating, don't leave like a 3.5, like... Just lie a little bit. Come on now, guys.
I'd rather you didn't rate if you're not going to give us 5 stars.
Okay? Yeah, either don't rate or give us a 5-star. There's no in between here. If you do 3.5, I will find your address and your social security number, and we will have a chat.
And hopefully your credit card information.
And I will also hack your phone and give us a 5-star rating. But anyway, I think that's all we got for this week, right?
Yeah, that's it.
That's all we got for this week. Lightforce Podcast episode 16 in the books. So we will see you guys next Friday. Peace out.